Hello and welcome to the first ever flyby of the Alls Sportive route. I say first ever flyby, this is about the fourth or fifth time I've tried it. With any luck this time, I'll actually get it to work. Those of you who've done the ride before, there's nothing particularly new. In fact, there's nothing new other than the flyby. So hello to you, hello to all our riders, hello to Jason Isaacs, and let's push on. Just one thing before we start. Parking. Please don't park along this particular stretch. It's going to be busy enough as it is, and of course our nearest and dearest neighbours may take a very dim view of even more cars cluttering things up, and it's just going to make things more difficult. If you can avoid bringing your car, that would be super. If you can't, and obviously we appreciate that lots of you will have to drive, I think there's going to be some parking laid up there, but more details on that when we get closer to the day. So let's get on with things then. Fingers crossed. Anyway, so we come out of the pub and we turn left. Start time 9 o'clock. Straight away we head out of the village and we go under the A361 and along this particular road. Now this is really just a nice little warm-up, nothing too strenuous, bit of an uphill, but really just a good opportunity to get your legs going. That's the first sign for Eastleach. We go straight past that, we keep going until we get to the second sign for Eastleach, and we take that. Now as we get to this point, the road starts to drop away, we're heading towards the river, and that will mean that things will get very, very fast, particularly as we get to here. So here is the bottom bit. We've got a bit of a left-hander. You're going to be going pretty damn quickly there. You come around there. This road's normally pretty good, but there might be some mud on it. Just be aware that things could get a bit tasty there. And then we've got a very, very sharp left hand and a very, very sharp hill. So hurtling downhill and a pretty nasty uphill almost straight away. Oh, I'm always in the wrong gear. Anyway, so we then climb up towards the Hatherop estate, again just following the road. We then drop right in towards Hatherop and down towards the Colne River and the floodplain. So nice little sweeping downhill, all very broad roads. And then we throw a right, we climb up out of the valley, throw a left, and we're onto the Byberry Rollers. I don't think I need to explain those to anybody. As we come into Byberry, we drop down towards the river again, and with that, speed starts to pick up. Do watch out for tourists. The Japanese tourists not necessarily expecting cyclists to be coming through at about light speed, and you will take them out. When we come to the Swan Hotel here, we're going straight on. Again, this junction can be a little bit tricky. And along here, past the trout fishery, it's all very calm. And then when you get to here, there's a really, really nasty short climb. Always catches me out. I'm always in the wrong gear. Always think I can do it on the big cog, and always nearly give myself a coronary. We then drop down into Ablington, one of the most gorgeous villages around here, and obviously there are lots. This is why we send the tourists off to Bourton-on-the-Water. Bish through there and out towards Winson. Lovely little rollers here. We're now in the Colne Valley proper, and it's absolutely lovely. Now, when we come into Winson, you have a choice. You can go that way, you can go this way. This way is slightly longer, which is why the route has defaulted to this one, but this one is a bit more treacherous and you're more likely to run over a Winsonian. We'll make a call on the day, whichever way the arrows go. Please do go that way, but just to let you know, there's nothing really in it apart from the potential of running over a small child. Obviously, we'd rather not do that. My screen shifted a wee bit. Sorry if you're getting a bit seasick. There we go, we're sort of back on track again. So, bash through Winsome, nothing too tricky there, and we head back down towards the Colne River. First stop, Colne St Denis, very, very nice, but nothing like this next stretch. This is probably my favourite stretch in the entire country. Sorry, Colne Rogers. After Colne Rogers, we head towards Colne Denis, and this bit of road is just utterly gorgeous. Enjoy it, because when we get here, we've got a really tight right-hander, which is pretty nasty, but it's nowhere near as nasty as the climb out of here towards the Northleach Plateau. So you'll be blowing quite hard by the time you get to this. We then drop down towards Northleach, and here we have choices, really, for the first time on the ride. Choice number one is, do you stop for a coffee? There's a little shop there which would be more than happy to take your cash in exchange for a hot steaming beverage. Option number two is, how do you feel? Do you feel like the 20-kilometre roller coaster that is Chedworth, or do you want to throw a right and unleash yourself upon the Windrush Valley? We'll talk about the Windrush Valley later. This ride is going to go left because obviously we are going to cover the whole of the route. So this way, 20 kilometers of rolling hills. This way, not 20 kilometers of rolling hills. Anyway, have a coffee or not as you see fit, or a beer indeed if you're feeling particularly heroic, and then maybe a left here, and so we head out. Now, this that particular crossing of the Fossway is traffic lighted, so that's nice and steady. This is a climb. We come up here and then we throw a hard left, double back on ourselves towards the reservoir. And when we get to the T junction, that is the start of the Chedworth roller coaster officially. So we're dropped down now, hurtling down here towards the river. And there we go, we cross the river, and inevitably that's when the climbing starts. So we're climbing up now towards Yarnworth, and throw a left there, little plateau, and we're back on the downhills. Lovely, gorgeous descent now down towards the Roman villa at Chedworth. Now, this is really, really, really fast. And when you get to this point here, as you cross the column again, the road gets a bit nasty. There's going to be some grit and gravel about. So be very careful as you come around here. The road surface is not particularly reliable. And you've got a hard right-hander here as we pick up the river again. So some rollers coming along here, and yeah, pretty straightforward. Get your breath back because what's coming next is probably my least favorite hill on the entire road. And here it comes, bang, we are going straight uphill through the plantation up towards the Chedworth Plateau with all of its historical interest in terms of old aerodromes. Yeah, so you just bash across here, quite exposed, hopefully nice, might get some aeronautics, you never know. And then we head back down towards Chedworth. Now, for some reason my route goes a bit weird here. It wants to take you this way. We'll just go straight down past the 7 tons. And as you can see there, there's some water, and as you're going down, inevitably you have to come up. So there's a pretty tasty climb coming out of Chedworth, made all the more tasty by this 90-degree, by this dogleg here, which you probably won't appreciate particularly. But anyway, then we bash along this lovely bit, we drop down again, and I'm sorry we're dropping down, so that means, yeah, we're going to be climbing again, and we're coming back up now towards the junction where we came in earlier, and that is the end of the Chedworth roller coaster there. Now, this is probably the single most dangerous bit of the entire ride. The Fossway is where the Formula One drivers come to practice. I don't know, they seem to bloody fast. And they go flying along there, and they really don't give a rat's kahoonie about cyclists. So please be very, very careful as you go across here. It is very fast and very, very nasty. Anyway, this will take you back in towards Northleach, and again, opportunity for a coffee, breather, whatever you want. Otherwise, it's back out. We're going up the Farmington Hill. We all know about that. Under the 40, drop down, drop back up again. And now all we're doing here is we are following the road down towards Windrush. Some really, really nice rollers. You probably know all about this. This is a lovely descent, this bit here. And now we pick up the river and we just follow it along past Sherborne, through Winsome, and on towards the Barringtons. Now, as we come to the Barringtons in a second, as we come to the Fox Inn, just passing Sherborne there, probably speed this up a wee bit, and we get to the Fox Inn. Where am I now? Which is here. Sorry, that's what I was looking for. We've just followed the river really to that point. When we get to the Fox Inn, we have a choice. Again, those of you who've decided you've had enough, go straight on. The road will take you into the Barringtons, and then you go across the A40, and the road will take you straight to the pub. It's about 10k. So you follow this road up here, you go all the way up, and it takes you to the A40, straight across the A40. Just follow that road and it will take you 10 kilometers later back to the pub. Those of you who want to keep riding, well, when you get to the Fox, we go left, and we go back towards the Windrush, cross it up towards Great Barrington. Speed up please. And through Great Barrington and on towards Tainton. This is a nice little stretch. And there we go to Tainton. Nice climb out of Tainton, nice honest climb out of Tainton that's coming up right now. We throw that left, lovely honest climb there, and this takes us up to another busy road. This intersection is pretty nasty. Again, please just be very careful as you go across it. Speaking of fast roads, this road here down towards Milton under Wychwood is probably the fastest stretch of our ride. I hope you enjoy it. We then go right there. It takes us across another busy road, the A361. So again here, please be careful. And that takes us to Swinbrook, up Fiddler's Hill, and then down into Swinbrook. Now, when we get to Swinbrook, my map does something very strange indeed. The road will be clearer once we get here, or once we lay it all out. I really don't know what it thinks it's doing. But we will eventually, not via this route, head out to Asthall Lee, which is here. We throw a right there, and we then head towards Minster Lovell. This road here is just atrocious. I'm sorry, it's probably the worst road surface we're going to have to deal with. Sorry about that, but I'm sure you'll find a way of dealing with it. We come here, we pick up busy road. Shortly we go across, and we're now heading under the A40 back towards Carterton and Bryce. When we come here, there's a nice little aside, which means we don't have to go through Carterton proper. This bit here looks like you're probably being taken off somewhere to be strangled, but do stay with it. And here we're moving on to a pavement. We're getting pretty much off-road now. We're on a pavement. We go past some barriers, and then we head back towards civilization. Don't worry, it's not that bad. Yeah, so we follow it along past the allotments. So yeah, this is all pavement here, but you will be okay. Come on, today, and I'm running out of time. Yeah, so then down into Swinbrook, which you may or may not know. Drop down there. Again, very, very fast and nasty climb out of it. And now it's really just a case of bashing it out as we head back towards Filkins. A little bit of a detour around Kenkert just to make sure we hit 3 figures. Go through Kenkert, through Broadwell, down towards Langford. And then we throw a right, and it's really just a bash home for beer and burgers. There you go. If you have any particular questions, do please let me know. I'm Paul, by the way. I should probably have mentioned that bit earlier. Do let me know via Seb if you've got any questions about the road, about suitability for kids or inexperienced cyclists. I'm more than happy to field any questions you've got. There will be a bike station at the set-off point, maybe for a last-minute tune. But again, I would stress there are no marshals on the route. There is no formal support at any stage on the route. 101 kilometers, more or less. It's likely that something will go wrong to somebody, so do please make sure you come out suitably tooled up, and we will have a great ride, I'm sure. We always have a great ride, and I'll see you there. Bye now.